전신 의체에 대해서도 고려해보지 않은 건 아니지만 더 좋은 의체로의 교체 비용과 리스크를 감당할 수 없어 선택하지 않았습니다. 파우스트가 생각하기에 교체가 편리한 부분 의체로 점차 업그레이드하는 것이 더 효율적이겠죠.
You know, an interesting thing struck me over the last episode. Basically, Forced has an advantage over the other sinners because she actually does tap into all the knowledge of her other identities, philosophies, and everything. It's been brought up that everyone else gets a filter to block memories and such from carrying over. So basically now Forced has been brought down to their level and she has to work on her own intuition. Gotta be a shock to the system. Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekamak, this is Murder on the Warp Express, in Limbus Company. In the last episode, we found out that Forced has been cut off from her usual system of tapping into all the other Forceds to cheat off their notes. Despite the fact that she got a job on the W-Core Express to solve all the mysteriously disappearing passengers. And we have a story segment with the MultiCrack office. After a round of intelligence gathering from Forced, we open the door to the next cabin, only to be greeted by a loud commotion. It sounds like there are other survivors. Oh, passengers in danger! Worry not, for I have arrived at... Whoa, don't come any closer. Who the hell are you guys? A four-armed woman... a woman suddenly jumped in our path. She appeared without warning. Force stumbled a little, inadvertently slapped by the figure's swinging arms as she pushed us away. Right, like you gave me any warning before you practically kicked that door open. Would you mind moving that huge sword out of our faces? It's a bit disconcerting. Threatening? I'm just trying to protect the civilians in this car. Also, is that a bioprosthetic? Must be an old-timer, huh? I thought those things went out of style forever ago. Oh, you want to see what this old-timer's got left in him? Ah! Thou art from the north, verily! Thy garb is that of northerners, no? This really ain't the time, lass! Anyways, it looks like we're in the same mess here. Make way for us, yeah? She seemed to be sizing us up for a moment. Nah, how do I trust you? Got any proof that you ain't bitten? I'm not gonna let all my effort protecting this place go to waste. Bitten? The bloody hell are you talking about? Weird, you look completely lost. If you were in one of the economy cars, I'm sure you've seen... Hold on. Are you all from the first class car? Yeah, we just woke up from our capsules. But none of you look very... aren't first class seats supposed to be... why didn't you say so from the get-go? Name's Sasha, MultiCrack office rep. With that, she lowered her weapons and allowed us to pass. Have you not left this car for the duration of the ride, Sasha? Huh? No, I haven't. We warped over to T-Core after picking up one of the contracts, but... Geez, can you believe that this train broke down? Shh, is it even broken? I'm not feeling hungry or sleepy at all. It stinks of some shady bullshit if you ask me. You can feel all that even in a prosthetic body? Man, how could I live without my favourite hobby, drifting into a sweet nap after a pleasant meal? So I made sure to get high quality parts for him so I can still feel hungry and sleepy. Hasn't something else of note also occurred? You bet your ass did something else of note go down. How distracting. Is it hard for you to not speak without being so hyper? Or at least stop swinging your arms around like that? Can't do that, friend. Broke all my prosthetic arms in a fight, so I'm calibrating a new set. Gotta keep swinging them if I want to sync up with the other parts anytime soon. Anywho, I don't know what the hell's going on, but people started turning into some weird monsters all of a sudden. Haven't got a goddamn clue as to who they are. Don't seem like they can understand us either. Good thing my train car didn't have a lot of those monsters. I just chopped what monsters there were to pieces, and all the civilians to this vacant car. 3,201 red colors, 3,202 red colors. you have decided to protect them despite the potential risk that they may transform as well. But of course, 'tis expected duty of any valorous fixer to stand guard in the front lines against evil, to protect the weak. I've been keeping a close eye on them for the last 3 days. So far, 0 transformations. Go past this car and you'll see what the hell on earth really means. Those monsters are constantly trying to claw their way to the front of the train. So if you ask me, I'd wager some shit went down there at one of the train cars in the back. It spread like wildfire till it reached here. I see. And that's all I can tell you about the situation. So, what's your story? Why do you rich first-class folks suddenly decide to grace us peasants with your presence? Nothing that's happening here could have made it to your swanky first-class cars. So what's your business down here? W Corps has hired us to solve this case. We are... fixers! Indeed, fixers. Forst wore a look of reluctant acceptance as she affirmed Don Quixote's declaration. Ah, they got every single one of you a first-class ticket? The office must be rolling in the dough. Wait a goddamn second. So W Corps already knew this would happen. But, are you really contracted to a wing? Not sure if I trust you. As you must be well aware yourself, contracts and contract fulfillment are of paramount importance for fixers. With that in mind, please recall that W Corps is one of the most secretive wings of the city. Ah, a non-disclosure agreement, huh? Makes sense. I wouldn't want to deal with those Oofy boys either. Anyways, I'm still gonna have to ask for proof that you're actually contracted by W Corps. This is the master key card given to us by W Corps. I believe it can open most doors aboard this train. Forst produced a master key card from her pocket. I guess there isn't any other way for us to prove that we're actually contracted by W Corps. A key card? So you used this to open the path between the first class and the economy class car. Let's see, W Corps logo. Whoa, nice materials. Looks like you're telling the truth. Alright, I won't pry. Not like there's any cash in it for me either. So, I guess you gotta go all the way down there for your job, huh? Yes. The fixer finally got out of our way, then with one of her free hands, pointed towards the opposite door. Well, it's your funeral, ladies and gents. Or your victory lap if you guys are really that good. Lots of luck to you all. I thank thee for thy words of courage, Fixer Sasha. I shall trust thee with protection of this fortress. Prithee, protect the innocent in my stead. Big sis, are you a fixer? Are you gonna save us from monsters in the cars behind us? Oh! Just as we were about to reach the other end of the car, a little passenger pulled on Don Quixote's coattails. Aye, forsooth! Oh, are you a famous fixer? Forsooth, once again, thou mayst know me as a profoundly illustrious fixer. Oh, I want to be a fixer too, just like you. Don't pester the lady. I'm sorry, she's my daughter and... Mwahaha, worry not thyself, 'tis no bother at all. Thou must dream of becoming a fixer thyself, little squire. It is fortunate that someone like yourself is aboard the train. Your presence ensured that child's survival. What you talking about all of a sudden? Come on, no need to keep up appearances between people in the same line of work. I'm just here to collect some sweet emergency contract fees from each and every one of them. Are you doing something or what? I see. I don't think Don Quixote needs to hear what she just said. Didn't know you could be like that, Forst. Be like what? You knew there was no way the fixer was actually there to protect them out of pure goodwill, but he decided to go along with Don Quixote's delusions anyway, am I right? Good move. I was getting worried about what might happen if she started acting out again. You saw the twinkle in her eyes too, right? Don Quixote's always been energetic, but she's been especially bouncy today. Eyes. Forst strode towards Sasha with a question. I have one last thing to inquire. It'll be 30k per inquiry. That is quite an unsound decision to make for someone who claims to be in the same line of work as us. Have you considered the possibility that once our contract is successfully completed, we could include references to a particularly cooperative associate office in our report to W Corps? Oh, you serious? Well then, let me hear it. Were the eyes of the monsters you faced red by any chance? Sasha paused her swinging arms for a moment upon hearing that question, appearing to either be in thought or trying to recall something, then answered. I don't know. It was a pretty hectic battle in a narrow hallway, so I didn't have the wherewithal to get a good look at their eyes. Is it something important? Well, for one, my prosthetic eye is red. That passenger over there's got red eyes. Oh, you there, that lady with the big sword's also got red eyes. What, is someone out there paying cash for info on red eyes or something? No, well, it was a question of no significance. Forst nodded lightly in her direction, then opened the door to the next car. Gah. It was just as we feared. The scene that appeared before us looked like it came straight out of a painting of hell. Eventually we're going to have to up-tie that to MultiCrack office, so hopefully it won't be anything too spoilery. Let's go! Blunt, oh. It's always you, Yi saying. You're always the one person that doesn't have the right envy skill. I might actually try my poise team for this because they actually have a pretty decent envy coverage. Aggressive bloodbag passenger. Violent bloodbag passenger. Downside is, oof. Blunt skills, blunt wrath, sloth, and lust. I guess that's our pusher, that's their equivalent of a skill 1 which we can pretty much beat easily. Oh, that was a bad time to roll tails twice, he's saying. Oh, you do not get much of a shield out of that charge barrier, do you? Might just be able to blitz through the stagger threshold without triggering the counter. Oh, you're Pierce weak, not Blunt weak. Dang it, Ryoshu. The attack speed just wasn't in our favor there. Oh boy, that's going to burn through her HP. Oh wait, no, she gets to use leap first.
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
승객 무력 확인. 맘.
Sure, you get all your charge back, Ryoshu, why not?
아하.
모을 필요는 없겠군요.
맘.
It is very much overkill to have all of the W Corps agents on the field at once.
전시회였어. 이걸 오히려 고맙다고.
Considering that you fumbled more than if you fumbled a coin flip, it's a surprise that you did actually get the highest damage, but I guess rolling all heads on DDER helped. Story and battle. 3 enemy types this time. I'm kind of tempted to swap Mersault over for his R-Core ID, because you don't need this many bonuses for the event rewards. But, don't know if it would be that much of a difference, really. Wrath is actually not a very high number that we have on this team, so it'd be better to swap him over for Pursuance. We don't exactly have much in the way of ego generation on this team, at least at the moment. Honestly, I think we're still going on one wave combat, aren't we? I think it'd be okay for us to let them get a few counters off, just so we can end this fight quicker.
단숨에 정리.
Udis, did you fail that clash? Yep, you failed the clash. Yeah, this is a bit of workout for us. Ooh, I have an idea for next episode. But we'll see. He's gonna get his health back, unfortunately, but I think I'm actually okay with that. I thought there were supposed to be 3 types of enemies here. Did I accidentally finish one of them off?
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
공간을 뭉갠다.
지금이 기회인 것 같소.
I guess the actual reason why it's not working out for us is because these fights keep ending too quickly.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
자, 이번은 이쪽으로 모으고
승객 무려 확인. 맘. 내가 눈에 새겨주지.
단숨에
There's definitely something weird going on because every time we get these big skill 3 Wait a minute. Don't Exote, we need to see your close-up.
지금이 기회인 것 같소.
Yeah, every time it shows that portrait cut in for the final hit of a skill 3, the screen flashes red. Oh wait, no, that was the skill 3 and... But did it have the It did have the portrait. I think they've all been Tails hits. I'll have to check in post when I'm editing. Oh yeah, these guys are now level 44. So they are catching up in levels quite quickly.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
자, 이번은 이쪽으로 모으고
No, that one did trigger the red flash. Maybe it's the first one in each round of combat, but either way, there's clearly something about this setting that isn't playing nice with the identity system and therefore forced its ability to communicate with others. Take 10% less damage from targets with bleed. That's why these guys just aren't dying.
방해물을 제거합니다.
자, 변신 완료. 만선이에요.
이제 가진 것은 2,000기밖에 없는데 이것까지. 모을 필요는 없겠군요.
승객 무력화 확인. 제압 완료. 승객 보관 준비. 승객 무력화 확인. 다음은 어디요?
Battling in a narrow hallway really takes a lot out of you. Too bad. Making big movements when there's not a lot of room around to move in takes more energy than you might think, especially people like us who use longer weapons. These enemies weren't much harder than the ones we'd fought earlier, but it was inevitable that the sheer number would eventually wear down the sinners. What are these things, Forced? If she knew that, then we wouldn't be here. Yeah, I've been wondering that too. Why are you so tight-lipped all of a sudden? Those entities are... What do you think those entities are? Huh? Didn't I just ask you the same question? Oh no, are you giving us a chance to come up with some of our own answers first? Of course, Force did not confirm nor deny his question, but Sinclair was perfectly capable of interpreting her silence in his own fashion. Well, there were some things I learned after fighting them, I think. These monsters aren't mad at us, nor do they want to attack us because we're an obstacle. That's not why they're attacking us. Quite. 'Tis apparent that they hunger for aught, charging at anyone and anything in a desperate quest of it. Right, that's strange though. I thought hunger or thirst wasn't a thing aboard these trains. It could be determined from the entity's attack patterns that their offensive were not based on rational thought. The source of this behavior can only be traced back to primal aggressiveness. Yes, and was there anything else? Anything else? Oh yeah, I think they all had red eyes. Their bodies wreathed in blankets of red. I smelled blood, so that's likely what they were made of. Then it must be that the red was congealed, nay, crystallized blood. Thank you all. Your input has been very helpful. It was my turn to start whispering. What did you learn from that? We are in luck, Dante. I have read upon this subject as a tangent while perusing information regarding our next destination, moments before we boarded the train. And while that will be a useful element in resolving this situation, the sinners have also been a very good source of intelligence when it came to categorizing and identifying important evidence from the available sea of information. Your advice was correct, Dante. You mean you know what to do to blow this case wide open? Nothing can be said with absolute certainty at the moment. However, this will be a good place for us to start. With that, Force turned around and faced the rest of the sinners. I will now present before you a solution to this predicament. Huh? Is there something else we gotta do other than beating the crap out of whatever's in our way? That will not change, no. However, what I'm about to share will give you a better understanding of the purpose behind W Corps' contract, and provide us with the possible means of finding the method by which we may complete it. It is of high likelihood that the entity behind the incidents on this train, and by extension every incident of the same nature that has occurred in previous warp train trips, is a blood fiend. I was thinking it. Maybe I should have said it out loud so I could look smart, but yeah, we've basically got to deal with a vampire. Next episode we're going to find out what that's all about. Until then guys, take care. I'll see you all around. I guess it's down to whoever's ready for their skill 3 first in this nonsense.